Good evening, students. Today we will study about the Ohm's law in electricity chapter. It states that the potential difference across ends of a given metallic wire in an electric circuit is directly proportional to the current flowing through it, provided that the temperature and other physical conditions remains constant. Here beta, this is very important. I am underlining this. This line is very important because if this underlined content is not in your definition, then this Ohm's law is failed because it basically depends on the temperature and other physical conditions like pressure, etc. So when the temperature and other physical conditions varies, then Ohm's law also gets varies. Now according to this, we can say that the potential difference V, so we can write here V, this potential difference is directly proportional to the current I flowing in an electric circuit, and it is proportional. So if we want to remove this proportionality symbol, we can write equal, but before this we have to put a constant. Let the constant here be R. Now we can see that this R is a constant term. So we can write here where R is the constant of proportionality. R is the constant of proportionality. Now what is actually R? Proportionality. What is actually R? R is the resistance of the conductor. R is the resistance of the conductor, and here the conductor was the metallic wire. The conductor was metallic wire. So we can say that this R is the resistance of the conductor. Now we can also write it like this, that the resistance, now what is resistance? We can see here resistance. Resistance means, now the resistance we can define it like this. It is the property of a conductor to resist, that means to oppose the flow of charges through it. That means the resistance, it is a property by which this resistance actually opposes the flow of charges which are flowing through the conductor. The resistance opposes, it does not allow the charge to flow properly, or it opposes that the charges should not flow. That property of the conductor is actually called as resistance. Its SI unit, its SI unit is ohm, after the scientist who discovered this, Sir Simon George Ohm. It is denoted by denoted by Greek letter omega. This one, it is denoted by Greek letter omega. So we can say this is the symbol of ohm. Symbol of ohm. Now, according to Ohm's law, what we know that V was equal to IR. So if we find out R, then we can very easily find it out. R will be equals to V upon I. So this potential difference upon the ratio of current will give us the resistance which the conductor is offering to oppose in the metallic wire or the conductor. So now 1 ohm resistance means if the potential difference across the ends of the conductor, that is we were taking the metallic wire, if this potential difference is 1 volt across the ends of the conductor and the current flowing through it is if 1 ampere, then the resistance offered by the conductor will be 1 ohms. Since we know it very easily that V potential difference is equals to IR from Ohm's law. We can write here Ohm's law. According to Ohm's law, we know it that V is equal to IR and the R resistance will be equals to V upon I. That means I can write here the potential difference is actually 1 volt according to the definition, and the current flowing through it is 1 ampere. Then 1 volt upon 1 ampere will give us 1 ohm, and this is the resistance which the conductor is offering due to its property. Now from Ohm's law we can also find it out that if the current I will be equal to V upon R. Now what does this indicates? This indicates that the resistance of the conductor is inversely proportional to the current flowing through it. That means if the resistance is increased, then the current will be lesser flowing in the conductor, or if the value of resistance is lesser, then the amount of the current flowing in the conductor will be more. Now suppose if the resistance, if the value of the resistance is doubled, then the amount of current flowing in the conductor will become half. We are frequently using some equipments in which when we require the amount of current to flow less than the required amount, then we can easily use this resistance, and to increase or to decrease at a constant level, then we can use a variable resistance in place of this fixed resistance, so that when we want we can increase the current, or when we want we can decrease the current by increasing or decreasing the amount of resistance. Similarly, in an electric circuit, the device called rheostat is also used to maintain the resistance of the conductor, so that we can increase the resistance, and when the resistance is increased, then the amount of current flowing through the conductor will become less, and when the rheostat is used to decrease the resistance, then the amount of current flowing will increase. So to understand all these concepts, let us do an activity regarding this Ohm's law. Now we can see here in this figure, suppose there are four cells are connected, each of potential V is connected here in series, and a resistance R is also placed here between the terminals X and Y, suppose, and a voltmeter is connected in parallel to this resistance R, and an ammeter is connected in series to this resistance, and a key, suppose it is K key is connected in series to this circuit. Suppose if we want to measure the potential of only one cell, then we can took this wire and place it here, then only the potential of one cell will be shown by this voltmeter. And if we want to connect two cells, then we will place it here. For third cell, or 1 2 3 combined, then we will place here. And if all the cells we want to take the four cells together, then we will place this wire here, so that all the potentials of four cells will be shown by this voltmeter here. And we will check it out by calculating the resistance of this conductor. As we know that this resistance is a fixed resistance and its value is constant according to the Ohm's law. For this, we should not place the wire for a long time in this circuit connected. We should stop the flow of current by opening the key, because if the current continuously flows in the circuit, due to which the resistance of the conductor may get heated up, and we have studied that in the Ohm's law, if temperature varies, then the value of resistance will also vary. So before going this, we should know it. Then suppose this is the table, we can find it here out, the value of resistance which comes out. Now suppose when we are placing only one cell, suppose only one cell is there, then we can see, suppose here it is 1 volt current, 1 volt of potential difference is there, and a current is of 0.25 ampere is flowing through this. Then the resistance will be V upon I, that means 1 upon 0.25, and the value will come out to be 4 ohms. This will be of 4 ohms. Now suppose if we are placing this wire here with the two cells, I have written here two cells, then suppose the potential difference is of 2 volt. Then due to the potential difference of 2 volt, a current of 0.50 ampere will start flowing through this, and for this we will get the value 2 upon 0.5, that will again comes out to be 4 ohms. Similarly, if we increase the potential difference by a value of 3 volt, if we connect this wire here in the third cell, then suppose the potential is 3 volt and the value of current flowing through it is suppose 0.75 ampere, then also the resistance of the conductor will be of 4 ohms. Similarly, if we connect this wire here with all 4 cells, then suppose the potential is 4 volt and the current will be of 1.0 ampere, and we know that V upon I will now become 4 upon 1, and the value will come out to be 4 ohms. By this activity, we can say that the value of resistance in all the experiment, we have taken 4 readings, and in all the 4 readings the value of resistance is constant, that is of 4 ohms. So the resistance value is constant, and we have seen in the Ohm's law that the resistance remains constant. Now suppose if we want to draw the graph for this, the graph of the V and I graph, we can say the potential difference and the current graph will always be a straight line. Is it clear? Good. Now we can see here that in this graph the x-axis is showing the flow of current in ampere, and on the y-axis there is potential difference in V volts, and we have taken the current 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, and the potential difference to be 0.4, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6 and 2.0. When we have calculated and drawn this graph, then we find that it is a straight line, and if we want to find out the resistance from this graph, then we can very easily find it out like this. According to the Ohm's law, we can say R is equals to V upon I, and the value of R will be, if we place any value from this graph, suppose we are taking 2 volt, and in the 2 volt the line of the current is 0.5 ampere. So we are placing here 0.5 ampere. So it will be 20 upon 5 ohms. So it comes out to be 4 ohms again. So we can say the resistance of the conductor through which the potential difference is applied across the ends and current is flowing through this conductor, that conductor has a resistance of 4 ohms.